Welcome. I'm Kathy Kervita, the current chair of the Chisago Lakes Area Community Foundation. We are an affiliate of the St. Croix Valley Foundation. We couldn't do what we do without them. The goal of the foundation board is to grow our endowed fund so that we can make our area a better place to live. The endowed fund is never spent and the interest is granted annually. We accept applications in August from local nonprofits or individuals or groups that are sponsored by a local nonprofit and grant out our spendable to bridge gaps in the work they do. And you will see some of those tonight. So welcome to the Art Dash. We are co-sponsored by Chisago Lakes Rotary. They allow us to use their liquor license. We get all the proceeds. This event would not happen the way it does without the Rotary, so please give them a hand. I think you will leave here tonight with great memories and beautiful art. This event also could not happen without the generosity of the artists in our area. They have donated over 100 pieces of art for the event. And if you are an artist in attendance tonight, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. I would like to personally thank the corporate sponsors for their philanthropy. First, I'd like to thank Greg Payne and Edward Jones. Along with Elizabeth Peck and Lake Country Real Estate. They were the diamond sponsors of the event. It was something we hadn't done in the past, but it helped defray the costs and it allows us to bring more money into the foundation accounts. I also want to verbally acknowledge the platinum sponsors, Peterson Companies. John Peterson is here tonight. Acme Tuck Pointing and Restoration. Brian Aurelius is here tonight. Mike O'Malley, State Farm Insurance, and I have not seen the O'Malleys. And then lastly, on that platinum level is the Uncommon Loon. They've donated the beer. The rest of the sponsors, some are listed at the $500 level that I won't go into on the board up there, and then they are all on the back of your program. So again, thanks. We could not pull this off without your support, so thanks, guys. Before I became a board member, I got roped into serving on the events committee, and that meant that I had already participated in 2 art dashes. This night is an accumulation of 9 months of detailed hard work. And there are times in the last months I felt we were a skeleton crew and we were definitely growing weary. As I left this hall last night, I had such deep gratitude for the team that I served with on events. And they are tireless, detail-oriented women and one man. So when I call your name, please stand up. Luann Matson. Laura Hoffman. Monica Tostason. Noelle Stensrud. Susan Clayton. Sue and Bill Mack. Loretta Anderson is not here tonight, she's ill. And Wendy Redland. I'd like to give a special thanks to Eric Anderson. He is the youngest person who serves on our board, and he is a tireless worker. I can't say enough about Eric. He serves on the development committee, and that is a committee that brainstorms on, about how we will get more givers. And it's a tough job, to figure out how we reach people and tell them what we do and why it's a worthwhile thing. For this Art Dash, we had had a previous board member roll off the board, and Eric, she always had the role of the ticket sales, and it's a very detailed job, and it's a day-to-day, it changes, it's a moving target, and Eric took on the job, and I would sit down with him. I would go in anxious, and I would leave feeling like I had taken a Xanax, which I've never taken in my life, but I think that's how I would feel. And but I got one night last week. I went home and told my husband. I sat down with Eric, and he sits down with his computer and listens so closely to what you're saying, pauses, answers, and all the work that he turns out is perfectly done. And I said he must be the ideal employee. That's how I feel about him. And I don't think he's looking for a job, but if you're looking for an employee. Anyway, thanks, Eric, for everything, for keeping us organized. Lastly, I have just a group of people not serving on the board that I'd like to thank tonight. First of all, my sons, all three of them came out as parking attendants. They didn't have to do that, and so Nick, Drew, and Braden, I appreciate your willingness. And I would like to thank Julie Loritzen and Pat Mahoney, both former board members, and they were at the check-in table tonight, and once a board member, always a board member. So. And then I'd like to thank Noel's sisters, Julie and Lisa. They come every time we have an Art Dash and help behind the scenes in the kitchen, and they make sure it runs smoothly back there. So along with the old log cabin who supplied their food tonight. So here's my little plea. Guess what? We need new board members of our foundation. It's just getting harder and harder to get people to volunteer for these types of jobs. We are a board right now of 9 people, 3 are rolling off. We need more than that to do the work we do. Fortunately, I'm going to acknowledge that we have Tanya Payne coming on in January, and she's going to take a role, kind of a role of one, as she's going to drill down on a strategic plan for how we reach people in our area. And I think we're really privileged to get her on our board. She's a great mind. At this time, I would like to ask all former and current board members to stand and be acknowledged. Being on the board isn't a huge commitment. We meet 9 times per year, early in the morning for 1 hour. It's just a community commitment. You might serve on another committee. They usually meet every other month for 1 hour, and we get the work done somehow. And the fun part about serving on the board is giving away the grants. So let's get going. So first, we are giving a grant to Forever Young, and it's a community education activity for seniors. We are awarding $1,000 towards this project. Dan McGonigal, the community ed director, will receive the grant and tell you more about the project.
Thank you. I had no idea I was going to have to go first, but that's all right. Thank you. So Forever Young, I'm Dan McGonigal. I'm the Community Education Director at Chisago Lakes Public Schools. Hi, Jack. Forever Young, none of you in this room probably would qualify to be in it, but it's a group of people who are 55 and above, and it represents community, right? It represents what we're all here to do tonight. Our Forever Young group gets together every couple weeks, sometimes once a month, depending on the time of year. They go on different trips. They go on different things that it's just building that community, building those connections, and building those friendships. And they're a great group. They'll always tell me what I'm doing wrong, which I love, and they're not afraid to tell me. And I do have to admit, I'm going to give you a little inside baseball on this grant that I received tonight for our. I was out to coffee, and Noelle Stensrud said, "Oh, have you applied yet?" And it was the deadline day. So we frantically finished our coffee and went back to the office and submitted the application, and we were fortunate enough to be chosen. I appreciate the, that's the community, right? She's looking out for this new guy that really doesn't have a clue what he's doing for his job. So thank you, and thank you for the grant, yeah, appreciate it.
Next, we are giving Zion Lutheran Church $1,000 towards their caregiver and grief support groups. Reverend Sarah Kirkus will explain how the funds will be used.
This is Reverend Sarah, Pastor Sarah, and I'm Vicki Michelson, and I do the caregiver support group, and she does our grief support group. We meet twice a month. She meets twice a month. Our groups are open to the community, and it is an honor to be with them. Our grant, we're so thankful, will be used for some books and other publications and devotionals. And right now I have 6 of my caregivers that are going to be able to do a conference by video that they can see all through the whole year at their leisure, because they can't leave their care receiver. And so even a small part of time that they might be able to do it doesn't work either. So for them to be able to have this conference available to them on their computers when they have a little bit of time away, that they can do it, it's wonderful. So we are just so grateful, and thank you.
Next recipient is the Chisago Lakes Area Library. Will be granted $1,500 towards 7 computer chairs. Kirsten Finsness will receive the grant and give a brief description of the project and use.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm the librarian at the Chisago Lakes Library. We are going to be updating our computer chairs at the library. The current chairs we have are 18 years old from when the library opened. So we really appreciate this investment in our community and keeping our library up to date. Thank you.
All right, next up, Green Lake Association. We are giving them $1,500 for a floating dock used at a Music on the Water concert. Travis Lamont will accept the grant for the association and tell us about this great event.
Well, I didn't know about this grant until Noelle called me, and the first thing she said was, "Don't worry, Ross screened the call." So, thanks, Ross. We're going to be using this grant to buy a floating dock. I don't know, some of you might be aware, but we've had Music on the Water the last 3 years. We've got great community feedback. A lot of the Green Lake residents came to watch. People from outside of Green Lake can come down through Camp Ojiketa to watch and sit and enjoy food and swim. And it's been a great event. So this floating pontoon dock will allow us to do this in the future, long into the future. So thank you very much.
Next is the Chisago Lakes Tourism Bureau, and they will receive a grant in the amount of $1,500. To give this grant a little background, since 2008, the Community Foundation tried to do events that got our name out there, like the big chairs, the art dash, and the quilt trail. This helped build awareness and community. The Tourism Bureau is taking over the quilt trail. They have a beautiful new brochure and updates. Katie Malkow will talk about it.
You need a tall girl microphone. Thank you very much, you guys. I'm Katie Malchow, and I brought Lisa Marcello up here as well. What you didn't know when you approached the Visitors Bureau about this particular project is that we were already doing this about it. We were so excited to get our hands on it because we saw it as such an incredible legacy and an opportunity to breathe some new life that was going to satisfy both our tourists and those of us that live here and take pride in this incredible endeavor every day. So it was a no-brainer for us. What we weren't prepared for was how much we were going to dig into it, and we did it, and then we're like, maybe we need some money for this project. One of the incredible things that has come of this is this brochure that will be available. It is literally on the press right now, ready to be cut, and then we should have them next week.
Oh, Monday.
Monday, okay?
Picking them up Monday.
So this beautiful brochure is a culmination of so many incredible leaders in this community coming together and putting together a piece of print work that will last for many, many years. The last thing I'll say is if somebody in this room beats me to the barn quilt in the back, will you please wait so we can take a picture? Dave Oakes is the artist that has made so many of the barn quilts around town, and I'd like to get that photo. Thank you.
The Age Well Coalition is being granted $1,500 for their programming that serves seniors in our area. Steve Sickinator is going to tell you how they'll use the funds.
Well, first, I didn't know I was going to say anything. Lonnie Freeman was going to be here. I got called in at the last minute because her grandson is getting married today, which happens to be my wife and my anniversary as well. 51 years. So, Chisago Age Well is about a 7-year-old group, and I guess we're best noted for our senior expos put on every fall. And for those of you who are seniors or care providers or helping your adults, October 20th, 9:30 to 1 at the Chisago Lakes High School will be the senior expo. It's free. There'll be about 60 vendors there dealing with all aspects dealing with seniors. Chisago Age Well started out servicing just the southern end of Chisago County, now does the whole county, and it's here to help, its mission is to help people age gracefully in this county. There aren't a lot of services. We like to be able to put people in contact where they could. In the past year, I'll just say that we've done 3 Dine and Discovers dealing with estate planning, veterans benefits, hospice care, senior housing opportunities, funeral or burial options, and Medicare. And on October 20th, the main speaker is going to be talking about Medicare. So we're going to use this money in an effort to continue to provide those services. You know, I'm a senior. I still volunteer. It's important that everybody know those options. And some of us are still care providers for our parents. My mom's still independent. She's 98. So we try to help everybody, either knows a senior, has a parent or whatever else. We'd like to see people stay in their houses, stay in our community, and that's our goal, and this will help us do that. So thank you very much.
So the last grant tonight is going to go to the Center City Parks, and it's the dock project. This is a floating dock project that will improve access to the business district in Center City. So it's that area by the big chair. Todd McBride is accepting on behalf of the parks of Center City, and he will explain how it will enhance the lakes.
Thanks, Kathy. Well, I was actually not supposed to be here tonight either, so I was supposed to be on an airplane, but I made it home early last night, and I found out this morning that I had to accept this on behalf of the city. So we started this project here about a year ago, just kind of started looking for new docks for the city. And it was turning out to be a much bigger project than we all thought. We had the opportunity, we found some used dock earlier this year and got a really good deal on it. And it was a really great start. That said, we really wanted to expand the docks. And so we found some more docks. And we purchased that here a couple of months ago. But that said, we went out, we certainly worked with local businesses, and a lot of the local and area restaurants did donate money, so we're very appreciative for them. But yeah, it's been a great community effort, and it's really good just to see Center City thriving again. So if any of you have been through there on a Thursday or Friday or Saturday night, there's no parking spaces, and both in all the restaurants, but you drive by that street there, and there might be 15, 20, 25 boats parked out there. So again, it's good to see all the restaurants doing good. We got some more restaurants opening up here very soon. And the next step is to get these lakes connected. So everybody from Chisago and North and South Lindstrom can get over there and enjoy these restaurants. So again, thanks to the foundation, we couldn't do this without you.
One last plea, then my act's gonna be over. For sure. We grow the endowed fund by your generosity. We are working to become an asset development board rather than a fundraising board. Please watch for our annual end of the year mailing and try to add us to your giving list. The foundations that do it well work on legacy gifting and commitment. And so what that means is people leave money at the end of life to a community foundation, and that can be done through a will or trust. And that helps make grants into perpetuity for the community that you lived in. We also gladly accept stock, land transfer, as well as a required minimum distribution from your retirement fund to avoid taxation. Oh, and there are envelopes on the table. So that's the end of my shtick, and that Dash is going to begin.